What's up, everybody? This is Cool Dude. I'm not wasting any time. Today we are talking about the works of a very great YouTube content creator that I discovered last year. He's one of those content creators that I'm really hoping is getting a lot more support, love, and attention, and his channel is just going to keep growing and growing with popularity over the years. And that YouTuber is Freshy Kanal. If you've never seen Freshy Kanal, I'll link his channel below in the description. Check out his content, check out some of his work. He's an absolutely bright, talented creator. He's been in touch with a lot of talented people on this site, and he makes all sorts of rap battles, mostly animated, but he also has quite a few live action ones which are really good. So just absolutely go check him out. But for today, I am going to be talking about my top 5 personal best Freshy Kanal rap battles, in my opinion, and I'm going to be judging these, based on the lyrics themselves. I'm going to be judging them based on the quality of it, like how it looks and everything, the flow of it all, and just the overall enjoyability of them all. And I'm also going to be telling you who I thought won all of these, just to make it more fun. So, with that out of the way, let's get on with this list. Oh wait, but before we do that, I want to talk about just two honorable mentions that I want to talk about real quick here before we get to the actual list of the top 5. Yes, I have a phone right here, just because I did research for this one, alright? I'm not a professional YouTuber, okay? I'm not. So just lay off me, alright? If you have a problem with this, then too bad. So first honorable mention I want to say is Steve Irwin versus Bear Grylls. Just perfect matchup right here. Of course, if you've seen ERB, you might have heard of another Steve Irwin battle, like Steve Irwin versus Jacques Cousteau. And admittedly, Freshy Kanal did address this in his behind-the-scenes video. He was very nervous about, how it would work, because there's already a Steve Irwin rap battle, so he was worried that not a lot of people were going to pay attention to this one. But thankfully, this video wasn't affected too much. It still did pretty good. It still did pretty alright for what it was, and so thank God his work wasn't wasted there. But I still think this matchup was really, really good. Little Sex does Bear Grylls. Little Sex has been in quite a few of these rap battles, and so I think he's gonna be in most of them. Yeah, he is in most of Freshy Kanal stuff, either creating it, like, behind the scenes, or he also is a rapper in quite a few of them, and he does a great job. He does an absolutely fantastic job as the rapper in a lot of them. He does Bear Grylls, and he does a great British impression. Same thing for Two Hat Jack, who voices Steve Irwin. Skitsy does the voice for Steve Irwin. Skitsy's another guy, I think he's in quite a bit of these Freshy Kanal videos. Maybe not as much as Little Sex, but I do still think he's in quite a bit of them. They just do a great job of both mimicking the voice, mimicking the accent, because, Steve Irwin is Australian and Bear Grylls is British. They do a good job of doing their accents while also making it like a good rap voice to listen to, because I feel like sometimes someone can have a great voice, but their rapping now sucks. Or someone can have a great rapping voice, but it doesn't sound at all like the character. They managed to cross that fine line very, very beautifully, and it sounds very pleasing to listen to. And hot take a little bit here, I do think Two Hat Jack does a better Irwin voice than Epic Lloyd. Sorry, Epic Lloyd, I love you, man, but I don't know, your Irwin voice, It wasn't bad, but could have been better. And then Zossam is in this one as a Jimmy Fallon cameo. Zossam is in quite a bit of these as well. He has worked with them quite a bit, and this one is just very enjoyable. The reason I put it up here was, one, for the accents, which I gotta give credit to the voice actors for getting past that. Number 2, I also did it for the production value of this one. This production value of this one was very, very good. They did quite a bit of creative stuff with the green screen with this one. I was gonna say green book for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, there's one shot where Bear Grylls is falling, and obviously with the green screen, they had literally a Little Sex in his outfit, Bear Grylls, on this like green screen covered podium, and he had his belly resting on it, and he was like falling. And in post-production, it's literally just him. It looks like he's just falling from the sky, because he's just skydiving, which is perfect, great, it's awesome. So the production value definitely ups this one here. But didn't have room on the list, but I do want to mention it as an honorable mention, because it's not only enjoyable, and, the voice acting is on point, but also just the production value is just spot on, so it earns its honorable mention here. Another one I want to give an honorable mention to, I think is really funny, is Little Mac versus Big Mac. Little Mac from the game Punch-Out!, and Big Mac, of course, being the burger from McDonald's. It's one of those rap battles that takes a concept that is pretty weak, if we're being honest. The only reason these two are in a rap battle really is they're both named Mac, and then one of them is named Little, the other one is Big. And there's really no other comparison besides that. But it takes these honestly weak comparisons between the two and still manages to give us a very enjoyable rap battle. So Jay Che, hope I'm saying his name right or pronouncing it right, does Little Mac, and he has a great like energy to his voice. He has a great like fast flow and all that stuff. So he does great, and this one is not live action. This one is animated, and it's one of those it's standard. I like to call them standard Freshy Kanal rap battles where it's just kind of you see the animated character on one side with the background behind them. They're just kind of like moving slightly with the words, coming out what they're supposed to be rapping, and then it cuts to the other person. You see them for a little bit, and then they rap, and then it comes to the other person. All that stuff. There's not a lot of moving in those kind of rap battles, which I don't hate. The lyrics are still great, but there's not a lot of animation. A Little Sex once again. Hey, good to see you again. Is Big Mac, and he does a really goofy voice, but in a kind of a good way. And also, I think it really works with the design that they created, which I'll say this. You did a great design for the burger, guys. I mean, the googly eyes, that's so cute. And so, it's a very fun battle. It's a very fun rap battle. Maybe not the best, but it's very, very, very fun. Just to watch and to listen to. And in terms of the concept, it's just hilarious. So, with those two honorable mentions out of the way, let's get to number 5 on this list. Coming in at number 5 on my list goes to Mr. Burns versus Donald Trump. Actually, a pretty recent one. It came out in, I want to say, was it October or November? I'm not sure. It was during the fall season, and Donald Trump versus Mr. Burns. So, if there's one thing I think Freshy Kanal does very, very well is able to take people that are very similar and put them in a rap battle fluently. Because one thing you gotta know about me, what I love in a rap battle, I think makes it really good, is if the matchup itself is warranted, Like, for instance, Donald Trump versus Mr. Burns. They're both pretty much grouchy old men that are both rich, insanely rich. So, already they have some very good comparisons. But not only that, if you look even further, Donald Trump was in an episode of The Simpsons. So, there's just enough comparisons there, but also differences between the two that warrant them in this rap battle. And it is animated, of course, but it's not like Little Mac versus Big Mac, where it's just like, them two just standing in the corner with each other. They actually do have movement, and just very great in terms of like the pacing and the story behind this one. Well, there isn't really a story behind this one. Not a huge one anyway. It's just kind of them rapping against each other. But what I mean is, like, the camera movements in this one are very awesome. Like, the way they transition from different, shots and different, places and different segments is absolutely great. Also, I gotta say, one shot in particular I really love is the newspaper, which happens in the beginning of Donald Trump's first verse. I love the foreshadowing in that verse, because I don't know if anybody else picked up on it. They probably did. But if you look, Donald Trump compares Mr. Burns to Ebenezer Scrooge, and then they show his face on a newspaper, which foreshadows the most recent rap battle that he released, Ebenezer Scrooge versus the Grinch, which is it's awesome. I love that he foreshadowed it like that. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but that was really cool. And then later on, you see, brought to you by Donald Trump, and then it shows a picture of Kanye West, which also foreshadows the rap battle that would come after this one, Taylor Swift versus Kanye West, which is it's great. Seth W. from Comic Book Rap Battles does the voice of Donald Trump, and I have to say, he's absolutely perfect. He's absolutely marvelous. He just has that whiny voice of Donald Trump. He also has that deep voice, and he just has perfect Donald Trump impression. Love it. And Little Sex, hey, Little Sex again. We love you. We know you. He does Mr. Burns, and he's great. And just has that excellent. He has that great voice. It definitely sounds more of like a later season Mr. Burns to me than an earlier season, but it still works. It's still very, very good. The concept to put them against each other works really well for me, and the camera work is very nice. It's one of the more animated ones. It reminds me of more of like a Luke Skywalker versus Alexander Hamilton, which is a great one, a great rap battle as well, but that came in 2019. It just really shows how his animation is just the animation for his rap battles have really just improved over time, which is fantastic to see. So, Donald Trump vs. Mr. Burns, for these reasons, definitely earns its spot at number 5. Who won that one? Donald Trump or Mr. Burns? Definitely Mr. Burns, for me. By a long shot, Mr. Burns definitely just whooped Donald Trump's behind, okay? In my opinion, anyway. But again, who won, who's next? You decide. But next up, at number 4 on my list, is a live-action one. And I think it is really recent, huh? It's only like a few months old, I think, like 3 months old. All of these are a few months old. What the hell am I saying? Leatherface versus Hannibal Lecter, which is a matchup. When I saw it, I didn't really think about it at first, but I'm like, yeah, why aren't they in a rap battle? I mean, they're both cannibals, they're both horror movie icons, and they're both from, like, very popular horror franchises, so, I mean, why wouldn't they be in a rap battle together, you know? And they're just so, like, similar in terms of, they're both cannibals, they love to eat meat and people, but they're also are like, one of them is like more distinguished and more refined and more just sinister, and one of them is more like a ravenous monster that just lunges out at random. So it's very great idea for the rap battle. It is live action. It's not as like quick moving as like something like Pyrocynical versus Mimulus, or even really what I said earlier, Bear Grylls for Steve Irwin, but it definitely is very good. I love the costumes behind this one as well, because there's one shot where you get to see Leatherface's family, which Skitsy is the cook, Light Productions is Barney, Mr. Tibbs, who also does Hannibal Lecter, he does, the video of him, is also the grandfather in that shot, which, by the way, really quick, love Mr. Tibbs, from Gridland Studios. I saw his Godzilla vs. Harry Truman. He's been in quite a lot of stuff. He's a great, like, motion actor. I love seeing him work, and I'm so glad he's getting more attention. He's getting more, like, into these projects, and I love seeing him. He does a really awesome job as these characters, and even his rapping skill is very good, I think, in my opinion. So, just gladly really support Mr. Tibbs' work. Great. And he does great here as Hannibal Lecter. And Snakebite 126 is also the Hitchhiker, and I think Snakebite 126 is also he's going to be in number 3 when I get to it, but yeah, he's Hitchhiker as well. And Freshy Kanal does Leatherface, which I know is very confusing for me, just because, Leatherface, if you've seen the movies, he doesn't talk, he just kind of goes, he screams like a little girl, in the original one. Then again, I haven't seen a lot of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films, but so if there is one where he does talk, fill me in on that, I don't know. But he does a very good Leatherface, in my opinion. Well, not only the motion acting, but, Fletcher Canal, he does a great job of doing this, like, that very devilish, booming voice, which really works for Leatherface. Like, normally it'd be cliche. Some might say it's cliche, but when you think about who Leatherface is and how he acts, it's like, yeah, that kind of works for him. It's kind of the voice I think he would have. And so, it really works here. Again, love the concept behind this one, and I love the visuals behind this one, because Hannibal Lecter, his is all like, there's a bunch of blues, and there's a bunch of like calm, sereneness to him, and there's a lot more of like slow motions when he's like, doing his movements. And with Leatherface, it's a lot more just, like barren, and, just like a wasteland, and just a lot more desolate, I guess. And not as fancy or refined as like Hannibal Lecter's, and there's a lot of reds and like oranges on, Leatherface's backgrounds. And his movements are definitely a lot more like a lot more, all over the place. And I love the beat. That's probably what lands it here at number 4, just because this beat is absolutely fantastic. It's like these really great violin sounds, and just this great, because it feels like what it would be like if Silence of the Lambs met Texas Chainsaw Massacre's, music, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre's, their whole environment. It really does a great job of setting up, because when Hannibal Lecter raps, it's a lot more like piano heavy, like, and these like great like sinister violins are playing. But when they start to go fast rap, it like intensifies, and there's something like these pianos, and they're going, these chorus lines, and it's so great. Just because it feels like the weirdly, like, I don't know how to describe it, like these angry like sounds of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series is mixing with this, more dignified and more, I guess, sinister, intenting music getting together, which I love. It's like, it just very much sounds like the score of Hannibal Lecter meets Leatherface. And so, for all these reasons, that lands at number 4. And if you want to know who I think won, it was a tough choice at first, but I look at it more, I think Hannibal Lecter wins, just because he has a lot more burns, and just has a much more of a cold delivery to him, which I really do appreciate. And I just think, he does a much better impression. Not to say that Freshy Kanal does a bad Leatherface, but Leatherface doesn't talk, so. But then, if he didn't talk, we wouldn't have a matchup, so. Lose. Anyway, that is Hannibal Lecter vs. Leatherface. Definitely earns number 4 for me. Alright, we are up to number 3. Now, this one is probably my number 1 personal favorite. Like, sure, it's not the number 1 best for me, in my opinion, but if you had to pick my number 1 personal favorite that I'd very happily like re-listen to and rewatch over and over, this is it. It's Happy Appy versus Flowey the Flower, which is an animated rap battle that, of course, Happy Appy is a creepypasta. I didn't know who the hell Happy Appy was before this one came out. Like, I had to research him before this because I had no clue what this is. I'm not a creepypasta fan. Not at all. All I know is Slenderman, Herobrine, that was about it. And Sonic.exe, all the EXEs. I had to Google it, and when I did Google it, I was like, alright, I guess creepypasta rap battle, I guess I can put up with it. I was honestly very expecting this one to be crap, if I'm going to be honest. I was not expecting it to be this good. But, of course, Freshy Kanal has a way of just... He's great with horror rap battles, is what I noticed. He's spot on with the horror rap battles. Like, if you've ever seen Freddy Krueger versus Pennywise, fantastic. Probably my favorite rap battle of all time from him so far. Not of 2020, because it didn't come out in 2020, but it's probably my favorite one of all time that he's ever done. Because he's just so, like, the beat is great, the voice acting is great, just the overall, the fast raps of it all is great. He just does a great job with the horror rap battles. I'm not going to get over it. It just figures why he does a lot of them. He's really good at them. And, this isn't the first Undertale rap battle that he did. He also did a little while ago Frisk versus Chihiro from Spirited Away. And I really do think this was an improvement over that one. Very much of an improvement. So Snakebite126, hey, from the other one, Leatherface vs. Hannibal Lecter, he actually voices Flowey the Flower, and Flowey the Flower for me in Undertale has always been like, howdy, I'm Flowey the Flower. Down here it's kill or be killed. All that stuff, that high-pitched, sinister voice. And a lot of people do it very well, especially Snakebite126 in this rap battle. He does a great job of not only sticking to the voice, giving that evilness behind his, like, smile, and he does these great, like, laughs, but he also just... brings a lot of energy to the rap battle as well with his voice, and he just has a great rap. He's just a great sounding rap to him. And Eddie FRB does Happy Appy, but considering that I don't really know Happy Appy that much, I researched him, but I didn't watch any of the stuff, the creepypastas around him. But he does a good job here. I like that Happy Appy kind of stays in the same kind of voice. Like, unlike Flowey the Flower, who kind of, like, switches between, like, kill or be killed, or he goes very, like, when he turns into Omega Flowey later, he goes, like, all the fresh clothes was kept on the glass, all that stuff. He just elevates his voice. I love that Happy Appy really stays consistently, like, hey, happy, cheery, hey, kids, that's all natural, children, all that stuff. And it just really shows that he's just creepy, very creepy, just because he's doing all these sick things, but he's just keeping this happy-go-lucky attitude, like this is just all normal to him, So I do love that about Happy Appy, his performance in this, and Eddie FRB's voice really lends itself to that. The animation on this one is probably one of my favorites, just because there's a lot of minor details that you'll miss, like you see because Happy Appy, there's this famous, of the creepypasta, like his prediction of the Twin Towers, because the buildings fall down on the kids, and it's a big apple drops bombs like I'm crashing the building, and you see the plane on a stick, like crashing into the Twin Towers, and that was a really cool, like, visual thing there, and and then Flowey, when he boots up his Omega Flowey stage, you literally see on the top corner, load rap 2. If you've seen Undertale and the Omega Flowey fight, you know that there's a lot of file saved, file loaded. That's absolutely awesome. I love that. I love those minor details in there. There's quite a bit of them, which makes it really fun to just rewatch it, which is why I love rewatching it. There's quite a bit of stuff that I didn't even catch at first, because the rap battle, it moves so quickly, and you have to, like, keep going. And so, if you pause it a lot, if you, like, pay attention to the details, it's very awesome to look at. I can really feel the passion behind this one. It was really, really awesome. So yeah, Fly the Flower versus Happy Appy definitely earned this spot. And if you're wondering who I think won, Flowey the Flower just killed Happy Appy. Not to say that Happy Appy had bad bars and had bad verses, but I definitely think Flowey, in terms of his flow, in terms of his delivery and his verses and all that stuff, his references, absolutely perfect. And this, of course, this was a great matchup. I mean, Fly the Flower versus Happy Appy, two evil plants. How much more perfect can you get than that? So, Fly the Flower, Happy Appy, definitely the mid spot on my list. Number dos on my list is a very early one of 2020 from Freshy Kanal. Not the first rap battle that he did, not the third one, but the second one. That is Monika versus Harley Quinn. Because, again, perfect matchup. I mean, two psychotic, kind of romantic chicks, I guess. Two psychotic romantic chicks that just come from very messed up universes. One of them, of course, is a comic book DC, and another one is just a messed up dating sim. Black Roses voices Harley Quinn, and it's fantastic. I love the impersonation. I find that most Harley Quinn impersonators don't have that sort of, I don't know, like, I always find, like, the sassy, lassie, Mr. J, all that stuff. I like, I just think she has that very sass in her voice and all that. But Black Rose is great, absolutely perfect. I love the voice. And not only that, but it also, like, lends itself very well to her rap and her flow. And Pichumari, I hope I'm saying the name right, I'm probably botching it so bad, plays Monika, and she's perfect for this role as well. She has that very, even though we only hear Monika in the game for, like, the last, few minutes, she just has that great sort of, like, commanding authority and has that very teenage girl go-getter attitude, yay! All that stuff, which I do think they were going for with the dating sim, Toki Doki Literature Club and all that. But not only that, there's cameos in this one, like Hannibal Lecter vs. Leatherface. We have Asia as Sayori, Illuminasium from Totally Pro Voiceovers does Yuri, and Eveva does Natsuki. They're both just there for a few minutes, but I love the cameos. I love the fact that Freshy Kanal can get these people they just do a few lines and then that's it. But I do love that they commit so much to that. That really warms my heart right there. And it adds more to the rap battle. It makes it more memorable, like, with all those cameos. So that's awesome as well. The reason why I love this rap battle is it's much more savage than the other ones, I feel like there's a lot more, like, cold deliveries. I feel like there's a lot more just, like, no holds barred sort of things. There's no punches pulled between these two ladies. And number two, I love the animations behind this one as well. It makes it look like, right, it's going to be another one of those, like, normal Freshy Kanal rap battles where it's just one person just standing still on one side, because you see Monika from her game just kind of, like, standing there and making the faces as she's, the words are coming up, rapping, and so does Harley Quinn, just shows clips from the show and shows clips of her. But then towards the end you see, when Natsuki, Yuri, and Sayori come along, that it's animated, and it's a great, like, pull the rug to see, like, oh my god, this is coming alive, because Monika is, known for breaking the fourth wall, and she literally does. Like, I love that visual of Monika coming out of the editor's screen and, like, just starting to rap in the real world. Like, I really love that. And then you see Harley Quinn, go from her more traditional comic book look of the Jester outfit to the more, like, Suicide Squad version of her, which is just great sort of, like, transformation there. And yeah, just the rap, the impersonations on this one especially are just so perfect. I really think they got the perfect people to play them. The switch of the animation is great, the beat is great, and it's a really cool rap battle. In terms of who I think won, I think it's very tough. That's another reason why I love this one. If there's one thing I also love about rap battles is if it's really hard to decide who won the rap battle. Like, I don't like the ones where it's, like, kind of more one-sided, where I just feel like, I don't know, it's kind of easy to tell who won, But this one, I feel like they really knocked it out of the park, because I feel like Monika could have won, I would have been happy. Harley Quinn could have won, I would have been happy. Like, I would understand why you would pick both. But for me, I think Harley Quinn took it by a little bit. And I think the voters also picked Harley Quinn in their votes, but, I mean, it's perfect. So, one of the first rap battles of 2020 Freshy Kanal did, and definitely a worthy one to check out. But with that being said, in my opinion, the number one best Freshy Kanal rap battle of this year, 2020, is Ebenezer Scrooge versus the Grinch. Oh my god, Freshy. Oh my god. This was, oh god, oh, amazing, fantastic, oh, magnificent. Okay, so for the first time ever, I think this is the first time they've appeared on the channel. Dan Bull voices the Grinch. Stupendium does Ebenezer Scrooge. They're both fantastic rappers. They've both done fantastic stuff, fantastic music. They've been on a lot of great projects. So great choice for those two. And they both kind of have that Grinch and Scrooge voices that make it work because they're both like very much sort of, I guess, English. Like they're English or British. I like that. And just this one is definitely the most animated I've ever seen. Like, of course, because there has been a lot of animated ones. I mean, the one we talked about earlier, another recent one, Donald Trump versus Mr. Burns, we talked about number 5. That was also pretty animated, and it was animated pretty well. But this one, I feel like feels more like I'm watching like a ERB channel, you know, like, and in the best way possible. Like, I feel like this is like just millions of views worthy quality of like in terms of the camera work and all the lines and the visuals and all that stuff. I feel like Freshy Kanal really wanted to end it on a high note with this rap battle, and it definitely worked. Dan Bull does a great Grinch. I mean, you could definitely tell he's not trying to copy anything, you know, because I think Benedict Cumberbatch's Grinch has a very distinct voice. Jim Carrey's Grinch has a very distinct, like, social interaction. And Boris Karloff has definitely a significant voice. But I like that they don't try to copy any of their voices. It's kind of like a weird mixture of all of them. Because I kind of hear that, out of Benedict Cumberbatch's, but I also get the sort of Jim Carrey-ness of, all that stuff. And Stupendium obviously does a great Scrooge. Just in the accent that he has and the inflections that he has in the rap, and my god, the fast raps of Scrooge are awesome. I love it because both of his verses have fast rap, and it's just great. And I love that this one feels like the most story-based one, the story-driven, and that's another thing the number 3 thing I really love about a rap battle. I think it makes a perfect rap battle. It has to have a good story. Now, I'm not saying every rap battle has to have like a beginning, middle, and an end, you know. I'm not saying it has to have like a 3-act structure and all that, but I think it really elevates it. I think it really shows that it could be more than just a excuse to have them both rap at each other and have some old lulls. I think it really shows that there is, an intent behind it. I think there is like a story behind it. This one, there really is, because Ebenezer Scrooge and the Grinch, there have been quite a few rap battles with them. Not a lot, but there have been a few. And what I find with most of them is that they always kind of go back to their happy-go-lucky days. Like in the original story, Ebenezer Scrooge goes back to, I'm going to value every man. I'm like, bless God, bless us, everyone. And the Grinch just, his heart grows 3 sizes that day, and, he goes back to loving the holiday. He learns to appreciate Christmas. Freshy Kanal says, nope, F that noise, we ain't doing that, because literally, in the end, I think, to my knowledge, this is the first rap battle that he's done that has a surprise contest, like a surprise rapper, which if you've seen a lot of ERB, or if you've seen quite a few, like, of those other fan-made rap battles, you'll know that sometimes they'll throw a third rapper in there that corresponds with them, or have some form of relationship with them, to give it, like, one final, oh god, there's another rapper? And this one, it's Krampus. Love Krampus. One of my favorite movies ever. I know that movie was kind of like mixed when it came out, but I love that movie. It's a really good movie. But Freshy Kanal as Krampus, I mean, perfect. I love it. And again, it's scored like that. Oh, he just did that very deep and menacing, devilish voice. But it really especially works for Krampus because he literally is a demon. He's like a goat demon. What else do you want? And the animation of him in the final act is, oh my god, it's so good. And then the beat, my god, I love the beat. Because the beat throughout the, Scrooge and Grinch's verse are just kind of plain, generic. But when Krampus steps up, it's like, ding, 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 ding. You hear a carol of the bells in the background, and then when it gets extreme, it's like, ding, 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 ding. It's like, ding, ding. And you hear the guitar playing. It's like, oh my god. And it's all building and building and building as Krampus gets more and more pissed off and gets more and more, aggravated. And then they get trapped. Grinch and Ebenezer Scrooge get trapped inside the snow globe. The visual of them stuck together The great Grinch is crying, and Scrooge is just banging on the thing trying to get out. My God, what a perfect ending, and the ending graphic with all the rap battles that he's done in the form of an advent calendar was brought a tear to my eye, man. It was just really awesome to see where he just really grew as a content creator in that. And I think the work really paid off with that one. I love the story behind Ebenezer Scrooge vs. the Grinch. The voice actors are great. It's a very first for Dan Bull and Stupendium. It's the first time that he's had a third surprise rapper, which is awesome. The most story-based one. Definitely the best one of 2020, and probably one of my personal favorites for Freshy Kanal. And with all that out of the way, if Freshy does end up watching this, just know that I love you, man. You are awesome. You definitely deserve all the subscribers you have. I really hope your channel will reach 100K subscribers or more, by the end of 2021. You definitely deserve all the love, all the subscribers that you can get, because you're just so talented. All the people you've worked with are just amazing. I hope you continue to grow. I hope you continue to just do great rap battles like this one. I hope you continue to find success in all these rap battles, and yeah, just thanks, man. Thank you for this amazing year, and just keep growing, brother. Keep growing. And that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. Honestly, I think this video is probably gonna do crap, knowing me. But, hey, I don't care. I wanted to release this because I love Freshy Kanal. I love this, and I am not a reactor. I'm not a professional reactor. I don't do reactions. And so I feel like this was appropriate for my style of videos. So, with that being said, until next time, guys, stay cool, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, y'all.